Hi everyone, this is a quick demonstration of adding colors in Adobe Illustrator using a color scale for this cartogram map. So here I've got my template in Illustrator and I've got my different shapes for the different states. I'm going to go over to Color Brewer and pick a color scale. This is a handy site for generating these. They're usually good for different types of color blindness. You can use other types of filters here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick one that I think works with my data well. And you can also change the number of data classes. So the default's usually 3. I know that I split my data into 5 categories and they're sequential, so I made sure to pick those settings right at the beginning. And now I have these colors here. There are a couple different ways I can apply these. This is the hex code, these 6 digits, hex is for 6, and that is something you can apply in all Adobe programs. I can also use the eyedropper to pull them in directly. So let me show you the hex code first. I'm just going to copy this really light colored one from the lightest side of my scale and go back to Illustrator and say I want to apply that here on California. I can double click on this swatch and paste that hex code in here without the pound sign or hashtag because it's already there. And then if I say OK, it will apply that color. And now if I know there are other states that I want to apply the same color, I can use the eyedropper tool and apply that in other places as well. The other thing I can do that's kind of handy is you can actually use your eyedropper tool directly from within Illustrator outside of Illustrator. So I'm going to select a shape, click on my eyedropper tool. I'm going to click on my artboard and then I'm going to drag it out. And you can see that color swatch right here is actually changing as I do this, but I could pick any color on any website, any background. But say I wanted to pick one from my color scale, I could do that and it will apply exactly the right color in Illustrator. One last tip, if I want to be able to apply colors to lots of shapes at once, I might go, for instance, to my Excel sheet where I've actually sorted these, and so I know I want to apply the darkest color to these states that I have at the top here. West Virginia, North Dakota, Wyoming, etc. If I want to try to do a number of those at once, I can do that by holding down Shift. So like, let's see, here is West Virginia. Then I also want to point out that you can actually, oh no, that's the District of Columbia, see, gotta check. So here's West Virginia, and it comes up within this little blue square. That means it's being selected. So say I also want to get the Dakotas, I can hold down Shift, and you'll see that those become selected as well. So there's North Dakota, or South Dakota. Let's say I also want North Dakota. That's actually the one right underneath. So if I hold down Shift, I can also click on this blue square area, and that will select it as well. So these are just different selection techniques. But now say I want to make all of those the same dark color, I can do that all at once by choosing that darkest red and making that apply. You may want to add some additional styles to your different to your tiles. For instance, if you want to have each you might want to apply outlines, you might want to apply labels, and you can do that by adding a new layer is probably the best way to do it. So this layer contains all the cartograms. You can click this Create New Layer button to have a new layer for something like, text and labels. That way you're not getting those two things confused or mixed up.